Okay, I have this PSA AK 101. For a while now, I've been trying to find ammunition that works well with it in terms of accuracy. Pretty much everything I've put through it has cycled fine. I've had no issues whatsoever in terms of cycling or reliability. But trying to find ammo that shoots well has been a bit of a challenge. If you just Google PSA 101 accuracy on YouTube, you'll probably the first video that pops up is the video from Field Muse, who had terrible accuracy out of his 101. And I'll admit I've got some terrible groups with this gun as well. It's at this point it's had, oh goodness, probably approaching 1,000 rounds through it. So the barrel is definitely broken in at this point. But I'm going to try to illustrate I'm going to try to explain what I've found gives good accuracy in this gun. I'm going to go through a couple examples. This group I just shot today, it's with Hunt LR, which is made by Ammo Incorporated. It's 223 Remington, 60 grain VMAX bullet. It's a 2.75 inch group. To explain how I was shooting this, I had the front of the gun supported by a wool blanket, the back of the gun by a shooting bag and a hand in my hand. In terms of optics, I've got a Holosun, I think it's a Holosun 403 AEMS, not AEMS, excuse me. Not ATAX. Oh, for crying out loud, why can't I remember? ACSS, there it is. The ACSS reticle plus a 3x magnifier. The furniture is Barwaris, Zenico we have in Turkey. So yeah, 2.75 inch group with the 60 grain Hunt LR with a Hornady VMAX bullet. Next group was with M855, which was actually this stuff I bought several years ago. It's Italian military surplus M855. Steel tip, but it doesn't have the green paint on it. I guess the green paint is only an American thing. 2.5 inch group. All these groups are 100 yards, obviously. I wouldn't put too much stock in 2.5 versus 2.75. I'm using a rest, but it's also a red dot and a magnifier, and I'm not the greatest shooter in the world. So 2.5 and 2.75 are basically the same size group. I would consider that to be decent, especially for an AK. Another good group I got was another 62 grain bullet, 2.5 inches. This is with the Fort Scott solid brass bullets. What's interesting about these, I haven't had a chance to shoot these long range, but because these bullets are much longer than a standard 62 grain bullet, they have a better ballistic coefficient. So at extended distance, they should have less drop and less velocity loss. We'll see when I get a chance to shoot at longer range. We'll find out. And this is with, I don't have a box for this, Hornady 68 grain open tip match, 3.75 inch group. This is honestly not terrible, but there's a theme here. So what I found, sorry up on my camera stand here, I'm not a professional, things that generally work, if you have a 101 and you're trying to figure out, hey, what works, how can I get this gun to shoot well? I've shot a huge variety of ammunition. Here's the general trends that I've found. Things that work well. Bullets that are polymer tip, full metal jacket, or solid. I've never got a good group with this gun with any kind of open tip or soft point or anything like that. I think it might have something to do with the way the AK feeds, and the tip of the bullet might be hitting the feed ramp in a certain way or hitting the rear of the chamber in a certain way and being deformed. I don't know. I'm just saying all the great groups I've got with this gun have not been open tip match or soft points. 62 to 55 grain. As you saw with that 68 grain group, granted that was also open tip. I've also shot 75 grain in this, 77 grain. They're not atrocious. Like usable groups, like 4 inches, 4.5, something like that. But I mean, typically, if you're shooting a heavy grain weight bullet like that, you're trying to extend your range. And if it's not shooting a good group, then you know the superior ballistics doesn't really help you. And a can. This is a terrible can. This is an old Form 1 that I put together. I've put a can on this AK, on another AK. My friend also did the same thing, put a can on his AK. Putting a suppressor on an AK, in my experience, typically shrinks the group by like 50%. I don't know how much of that is like the subjective, it's just easier to shoot for you as a shooter. Maybe it's because it has a really thin barrel. It like tamps down the vibrations or so. I don't understand the voodoo. Just been my experience, putting a can on an AK really shrinks things down. Things that generally don't work in this gun. Like I said, open tip match, soft point, and again, anything over 62 grains. Yes, it's a 1 7-inch barrel. Theoretically, it should be able to shoot 75 grains, stuff like that. I've just really never got any remarkable groups with anything over 62 grains in this particular gun. So hopefully that'll help you guys out. And if you want to run your own tests and try to find some other types of ammunition, that'd be great. I'm going to try to get this gun out to some extended ranges at some point. And yeah, thanks for watching.